Starting out here on hole 12, this is the second round of the NADGT Qualifier tournament down in Starcke Park. 370-foot par 3. First round I left it a little inside. We make the correction here. Still a little short, but I have a look. About a 35 look for birdie here. Leave it a little short, but an easy tap in par. Hole 13, one of the very easy par 5s on the course. I made the correction here again as well for a nice shot. I got about halfway up the fairway. As you can see here, I'm really close to this tree and I get just a tad bit scared of hitting my hand on the tree. So I saw it off a little short and end nose up, fades out early. Leaves me about 100, 150 feet. Easy pitch up there for a tap-in birdie. Hole 14, 270-foot par 3. Felt good out the hand. I just left it a little high. Hit the tree limb and kind of fell down about 50 foot short. Felt good out the hand here too, but just left it a little high. Tap in par. Hole 15, relatively short par 4. The first round I left the disc a little too high. This time I do a good job of turning it over, but I get it just a little too far to the left, so I have to pitch around this tree with the armadillo. Slid it up next to the basket, easy tap in birdie. Hole 16, just trying to do the same thing I did in the first round, which I do perfectly, and I end up about 10 feet long of the basket for 3 under through 5 holes. Hole 17 here, another one of the short par 4s. My objective is to just make it through the gap, which I do really well. The first round I hit this tree dead center. I have about a 60 to 70 foot look here for eagle and just not comfortable with those putts yet. So I have a nice 15 footer for birdie. Brings me to 4 under. Hole 18, 260 foot par 3. I'm doing a really good job of making corrections of what I messed up in the first round. That ends up about 10 feet long and right of the basket. Very easy tap in birdie. So I am now 5 under through 6 holes. Feeling really good. Now we are at hole 1, 390 foot par 3. Just don't do a good job of keeping my head and shoulders down focused at the target, but I sneak through and have about a 150 foot look here. Just try to throw something up there for a tap in par. Hole 2, 499 foot par 4. This course is very good at scoring because of the very short par 4s and par 5s. I get a very nice long turn out of this, and it leaves me about 3/4 of the way up the fairway. I have a nice pitch up and a tap in birdie there as well. Hole 3, I just throw it right into the ground, burn it over. Unfortunately, I felt good about this hole coming in, but nothing to stress about. Easy chip up there for the tap in par. If you look at the trees here, about 10 minutes before this shot, the wind kicked up and it started blowing about 30 to 40 mile an hour. So I just told myself to play smart, try not to be too aggressive. So I started throwing things very short and very overstable with the wind, so I wouldn't be out of bounds or have any bad kicks or anything like that. So here I'm playing everything super conservative. Took pars in the last 2 holes, hole 6 here. I start out with my understable Mockingbird, but the headwind convinced me to throw a more stable Mockingbird. But I throw that one into the ground too, just like I did on hole 3. For some reason, that disc just wants to go straight into the ground. Have a chance at birdie here, but not really stressed about it, so I tap in for par. Hole 7, relatively short par 3, but I just leave it nose up, and because of the wind, it just gets carried and carried over to the right. I'm right on the edge of out of bounds here, so I just kind of pitch it up to the basket and tap in my par. Hole 8 here was a tricky one for me. I try to swing my disc out wide left because there's a strong left to right wind, and I don't even bring it close to left enough. As you can see there, it faded down to the edge of the hill, and so I try to pitch something up into the side of the hill, that way it doesn't roll down. Scared me there for a second, but it sat down just in time so I could tap in my par. This is hole 9, the second really short par 5. The headwind really threw me off here. I was expecting the disc to fight the headwind more than it did. It kind of turned over on me, but it still left me on the edge of the hill, so I throw something really overstable into the headwind so it could get up to the hill and give me a chance to pitch up for a birdie. This shot just catches the wind because I throw it extremely high. I have a 20-foot look for birdie, and I just leave it right into the band. So I'll take an easy par there. Hole 10, downhill 230 feet. This wind is really getting in my head, but I'm really doing a good job at staying level-headed and not being too aggressive on the holes I'm not super confident in. My approach lands about 20 feet from the basket, so a very easy tap in par. Got a little scary there, bottom right corner pocket, but nothing too strange. By the time this last hole come up, the wind had relatively calmed, and so this was my only chance to get a birdie before the round ended, and I just didn't make a good disc selection, so I chipped up to the basket and have my first ever bogey-free round. So I finished this round at 6 under and the tournament at 9 under. Well guys, that's the end of the tournament. I have officially qualified for the National Amateur Disc Golf Championships here in Austin, Texas, first week in November, so that's going to be fun. I've played both the courses that we're going to be playing the championships at, so yeah, looking forward to that, and I'm going to be doing a few practice rounds. I'll have those posted whenever I do them, but overall I feel like I played really well today. Was very controlled, and I had my first ever bogey-free round, so that's another positive. Overall, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for subscribing, leaving comments, likes, everything. It means so much to me, and I really appreciate it. See you guys later. Peace.